Hey guys, Joshua with Josh and Hunter's Adventures, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're talking Ned rigs. We're going to be going over everything you need to know to go out and fish the Ned rig and catch a lot of bass and have a really good time. So what is a Ned rig, you're going to ask? Well, if you're not familiar with it, basically it's just a little finesse tactic, and it's a very small jig head. You can rig it Texas rig or open hook. We'll talk about that in a minute, but it's just a do nothing bait. It's just a little stick bait about 2.5 inches, and bass just absolutely go crazy over this. So we're going to go over some stuff, all the gear that you're going to need to fish it, and it's going to help you catch a lot more fish. But if you're new here, go down, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. That way you don't miss any videos when we put them out. Okay, so let's get right into this. There's a lot of baits out there on the market. I'm going to go over some options for you and show you some that have I've caught a lot on, and it's helped me, and just share some tips with you guys. So we'll start out with this one. This is the ZMan TRD. Okay, so this is, I'll show you the package here. ZMan Finesse TRD. Again, it's in green pumpkin, simple. It's just a do nothing. I mean, it just goes on the bottom and it just does nothing. I mean, the tail may wiggle just a little bit, but it's not enough to really, I think, make a difference. The ZMan TRD has that Elazitech, so it's very, very stretchy. You can catch a lot of fish on one single bait and it won't rip. You're usually going to break off before you tear this bait and not be able to use it again. So all the ZMan products have that. If you're not familiar with that, that's a really, really great feature about ZMan. Okay, we'll stay with the ZMan products here and then move on to some of the other brands. The next one is the TRD Cross. Caught a lot of smallmouth on this right here. It's a really, really good bait. Real small, just crawl imitating bait, and the pinchers on it are you know, really lifelike. And like I said, it's still got that Elazitech, very, very stretchy. This is a really, really good bait right here. Check that one out. Caught a lot of fish on that one. Okay, next on the ZMan list is the TRD Bugs right there, and it's like a beaver style imitating bait right there. This one's a really good one too. It's got, you know, you can see those pinchers right there. You just tear them apart and they'll move through the water. A really, really good bait, super compact, as you can see right there, and catches a lot of fish. A wide variety of colors out there. All the companies offer, you know, lots and lots of different colors, but you can keep it simple. Get a green pumpkin and a black and blue, and you've pretty much covered all your you know, colors that you need for different water clarities. Okay, now moving on to the next company. This is another really good one. This is the Robo Worm. Okay, this is their Ned worm. They call it the 3-inch Ned worm. This is a really, really good bait right here. You can see, get a sort of a look of it. It's got a flat bottom, and it catches a lot of fish. I've had a lot of luck with this one also. Fish is really, really good for smallmouth. I think it's obviously just maybe just a little bit longer. It is, you can see, than the TRD. Just a little bit longer, maybe a 1/2 inch, but it's also a really good bait, so check that one out. They've got a lot of different colors on that one also. Now, we've got another one here. This is the Yamamoto. This is the 2.5 inch Yamamoto Tanuki. Okay, so that's the new bait that they just released this year, and that is a excellent, excellent Ned rig bait. We've been fishing it a lot at nighttime, and we've caught a lot of fish on it. You can see how it's grooved there. That's where your hook goes. You can rig it either way right there. But the way it falls in the water, they just, a lot of times they hit this bait on the fall. This is a really, really good bait. You can see it's a lot wider than the original TRD. Super good bait, a lot of different colors in this one also. Okay, sticking with the Yamamotos, this is the Ned Cinco Floater. This is a similar bait to the Robo Worm and the TRD. You can see it's just your standard stick bait. This is another really good one. It stands up really good, and they seem to really, it triggers them. You know, I think it's a, they come in and that bait's standing up like that, and it just shows aggression, and they just eat it. But this is another really good one. They've got a lot of colors also on that. You know, Yamamoto, they have a lot of different colors. So the next one, that I've just been playing around with it just a little bit this year, and I've caught some fish on it actually, is the Kitech Crazy Flapper 2.8. Okay, that's it right there. It comes in a clamshell, which is really nice, keeps your baits from, you know, getting bent and everything. You can see there how it's made. I've got this in the black and blue. I like to throw it at nighttime, but it's super compact also. Again, these are very finesse tactics on the ZMan, you know, as the TRD or the Cross. They're all very small baits, which in return you get a lot of bites on. Okay, you know, the smaller baits, you will catch smaller fish, but you also are going to catch bigger fish. But you can see this one's got a lot of little kickers on it, and that's why I use it at nighttime, because it seems like, you know, you get them appendages. It seems like they're able to see it a lot better. But this is a really good bait too, and it's got a scent to it. I think they put some type of squid scent in it, but it's a really, really good bait. Now let's move on to the hooks. Okay, so there's two different hook options that I fish. I fish either a just your standard, this is a ZMan hook. It's just got the open hook here. It's not Texas rigged. It's got a little keeper right here. We'll pull this bait off, and you can see it has a keeper right there on the hook. You basically just pull it up there, pull it all the way up on, and it keeps your bait held on there. Again, it's that super stretchy Elazatech on this one. The next option that I do is I pour these. This is a Do It mold head. This is just Texas rigged. So if you're fishing in a lot of areas that has a lot of brush, or you're getting hung up a lot, you can switch to a Texas rig, and you can see there the hook is not exposed, and it'll keep you from, you know, getting hung up as much. Now, as far as weight goes, I've got a whole selection here, like I said, you know, where I pour my own. So I've got a lot of different ones, but I stick from anything from 3/32 to an 8, 5/32, 3/16. I mean, I've got just a wide selection here. I play around with a lot of different colors, anything from chartreuse heads to red. I match the green pumpkin. I'll pour black heads, you know, brown. But you can pretty much keep it simple with green pumpkin or black, and you'll be fine. But again, you can see here how the Texas rig ones, and they're all made like this. They've got that little dip there where the actual bait will slide up on there. Okay, so let's talk gear that you're going to need for throwing the Ned rig. So what I like to throw it on is, you're going to throw it on something spinning rod. Okay, this is a Phoenix feather. This is in the 7'1" medium action. You're going to want something with a medium action, because you're going to want that really, really good tip. This one is a super lightweight setup. I've got it on a 2000 spinning reel with braid to a fluorocarbon leader. So let's talk line really quick. My line, I'm going to run like 10-pound braid to a 8 or 6 pound fluorocarbon leader. That works really, really good for me, and the length of your leader is totally left up to you. Sometimes I'll run 10, 20-foot leaders, but that's just what I prefer, is that braid to fluorocarbon leader. Okay, so let's talk about how you're going to fish this Ned rig. So I'm out here, and my boat's sitting in like 24 foot of water. So what I want to do is, I'm going to cast to the bank, or if you're on the bank, you'll want to cast out the deeper water and bring it back in. But I like to throw it up to the bank, fairly close up there, and then I'm going to work it back. Okay, and the way that I'm going to fish it, the way that I fish this bait is I just give it a little pop every now and again. I'll drag it along. You don't really have to do a lot with it. You want to fish it very, very slow. That's one thing that I have found is slow, fish slow, and dragging it across the bottom. Again, you know, we're sitting out here in deeper water, and I'm just working it down the bank. Now, the way a fish is going to bite this is, the way the normal bites will be is you're going to feel just a little tick. It could be just pressure on the line. They could just start running with it. There's a lot of different ways. I mean, but the majority of the time, the way they hit it is it's just a thump, like they'll just tick it. Or you'll just pick up and there'll just be pressure on it. One thing, if you're just learning how to fish it, one thing I will say is I always tell everybody that's just learning, hook sets are free. So that's something to remember. Got him. He's not a big one, but we got him. On the old green pumpkin. Little smallmouth there. But it's a fish. But like I said, I felt that one, it just barely ticked it. But yeah, I always tell everybody that's just learning is hook sets are free, so if you think it's a fish, go ahead and set the hook. I actually seen a stump up there, and that's where I caught that fish at. So okay guys, so there it is. We went over some tips, showed you some baits, went over some couple different hook styles, our rod and reel and line setup that we have. So maybe you can go out and put all those tips to work, and you can catch you some bass. This is a really good little bait to catch a lot of fish with. Go out there, keep your colors simple, and I think you're going to have a really good time. If you got any questions, you can go down in the comment section and leave me a question down there. I'd love to hear from you guys. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. That way you know when we put out videos. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Until next time, this is Josh with Josh and Hunter's Adventures. Thanks for watching.